Please, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so I welcome you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, um, wherever we may find ourselves. My name is Jessica William, and I am honored to be your presenter for today's panel discussion. I am a data and cybersecurity analyst with Cybersecurity Africa Ghana. And today we are exploring the theme is artificial intelligence changing the cybersecurity game. So that's the discussion for today. And why is this discussion important? It is important. It's an important conversation as artificial intelligence continues to reshape both cyber defense strategies and the evolving landscape of cyber threats. So without wasting much time, I'm going to run you through who or what Cybersecurity Africa stands for, our mission, our vision, and then I'll go right into introducing our president. So, so I am here to introduce to you Cyber Secured Africa, what we stand for, our mission and vision. Our mission and vision to strengthen the cybersecurity capacity across Africa. So Cybersecurity Africa focuses on developing talents, supporting digital security initiatives. We also build partnerships with global institutions, and the organization aims to position Africa as a strong contributor to the global cybersecurity ecosystem. So briefly, Cybersecurity Africa is an initiative dedicated to addressing the growing cybersecurity challenges in Africa. So how do we, navigate some of these challenges? We are doing it through training, through collaborations, and creating awareness through programs. The organization also empowers individuals and institutions to protect digital infrastructure. We also work with international partners to bridge the skill gap when it comes to cybersecurity. So what is our mission and vision? Our vision is to create a secure digital future for Africa by building strong cybersecurity capabilities across the continent. Our mission is also to train professionals. This is one thing that I always say that our president is passionate about. These three things: training professionals, fostering innovation, and promoting collaboration between African cybersecurity experts and global partners. So what are some of the objectives of Cybersecurity Africa? We focus on several key objectives, including cybersecurity education, where, we do this by creating awareness, digital forensics development, and cybercrime prevention. The organization also supports research, international collaborations, and policy awareness to strengthen cybersecurity frameworks in Africa. Cyber Secured Africa has made significant progress through strategic partnerships, through training initiatives, and through cybersecurity awareness campaigns. All of these contribute to building a stronger cybersecurity workforce while supporting regional and international digital security initiatives. So, what are some challenges Cybersecured Africa is currently navigating? That is the growing cybercrime threats and financial loss, the low cyber resilience and skills gap, the prevalent threats and vulnerabilities, and then the cross-border coordination difficulties. And these are some of the measures Cybersecured Africa is putting in place to solve or navigate some of these challenges. And we are doing this through training programs, vulnerability assessment and consultancy, digital forensics and accident response. And we are also partnering with some agencies to provide scholarship programs. So basically, Cybersecured Africa collaborates with various stakeholders, including cybersecurity experts, institutions, technology, organizations, and international partners. I think lately, our founder has been doing a lot. We are seeing the evidence on social media. So these stakeholders provide technical experts, strategic guidance, and collaborative opportunities to enhance cybersecured Africa's impact. So these are pictures of some of the collaborations we've done, some of the trainings we've had, some certifications from some individuals that were trained. So with regards to the scholarship, Cybersecured Africa has joined forces with Cybersecurity India and OPSWAT Academy to enhance cybersecurity education across Africa. And what are some of the things or benefits an individual can have from this scholarship? One is the certification exam costs. It's also covering groceries and toiletries, rent and utility bills, unexpected medical bills, tuition support, books, meals plan, a laptop device, career building opportunities, living expenses, and tuition fees. So who is eligible? In terms of this scholarship, who is eligible? Is an African student who is currently enrolled in any cybersecurity related program at an institution, okay? For example, community college or a technical school. And the individual must be able to demonstrate financial need, okay? And also provide proof of Pell Grants eligibility or financial aid award letters. And the individual must also be able to provide transcripts, which must be evaluated by NACES. So now to our core team. These are the powerful individuals behind Cybersecured Africa. So the success of Cybersecured Africa is driven by these individuals. of professionals with expertise in cybersecurity, digital forensics, research, and project management. So their combined efforts support the organization's mission of strengthening cybersecurity capacity across Africa. So here you can see them. We have our very own president, Bonaventure Ama. We have Estelle Bain, who is the Chief Operations Officer. We have Jacob Moyton. I'm sorry if I'm not able to get the name right. Pardon me. Who is the Strategic Advisor. We have Nafui Mohammed, who is the Chief's Relations Manager. We also have Bethel Amankwa, who is the Communications Manager. We have Mauli Dugbache, who is the Senior Marketing Manager. We also have Kelvin Wedu, who is the Multimedia Production Coordinator. And then we have Alexandre de Brooks. Pardon me if I've murdered your name, kindly please pardon me, who is the Director of Partnerships and Scholarships. We also have some strategic stakeholders contributing to Cybersecurity Africa. And these are also experts, institutions, technology organizations, and international partners. Okay, these people provide technical expertise, strategic guidance, and collaborative opportunities to enhance cybersecurity Africa's impact. Sorry. So through strong partnership with these individuals, we are able to connect African cybersecurity talents with global opportunities. These collaborations also support knowledge exchange, right? Supports innovation and cross-border cooperations in addressing cybersecurity challenges. So there you have them. There you have them. These are our strategic stakeholders contributing to Cybersecurity Africa. So for more information about Cybersecurity Africa, you can visit the organization's website or reach out via email. Cybersecurity Africa welcomes partnerships, collaborations, and participation from individuals and all institutions interested in strengthening cybersecurity across the continent. You're all welcome on board. So you can reach us on our website, www.cybersecurityafrica.org, or you can email the president, Bonaventure, at cybersecurityafrica.org. So there you have him, the founder, the CEO, and president of Cybersecurity Africa, Mr. Bonaventure Ama. He is a digital forensic investigator specializing in cyber fraud, and he is also actively involved in international cybersecurity initiatives. He is also a strategic stakeholder in the EU-funded ECY Bridge projects, and he's also leading Cybersecurity Africa's expansion into Brussels to connect African cybersecurity talent with European ecosystems. So without wasting much time, I would like to introduce to you our founder, the CEO, and then the president of Cybersecurity Africa, Mr. Bonaventure Ama. Thank you all for having me. Thank you for the opportunity and the privilege, Cybersecurity Africa. I welcome you on board, Mr. Bonaventure Ama. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for the introduction. I really appreciate it. Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this important discussion on is artificial intelligence changing the cybersecurity game. Artificial intelligence is doing a lot when it comes to transformation within the industry, and cybersecurity is actually one of them. Tonight, I'm honored to be joined by a panel of experts from across the world who share their expertise and insights on the impact of artificial intelligence and how it's actually changing the cybersecurity game. At this moment, I will invite our panels to briefly introduce themselves, where they are connecting from, and a bit about their work in cybersecurity. So I'll kick it off with you, Alex.
Hello, I'm from Brussels. I work in cybersecurity, mostly in AI. I'm in an AI lab, and yeah, that's about it for me.
Nice to have you here, Alex.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. Andrea.
Hello, good afternoon to you all. Thanks again to be part of another great initiative of Cybersecurity Africa. My name is Andrea, I'm from Portugal, and I've been working with cybersecurity over these last 16 years. And so obviously AI is on the hot topics of cybersecurity, and more than happy to speak about it today. Thank
It's
you.
a pleasure having you on board, Andrea. I'm happy to see you again.
Me too.
All right. Vishua, forgive me if I'm not able to pronounce the names well.
Hello everyone. It's okay, Bon. My name is Vishwa. It's pleasure to be a part of this discussion. I am from India and
Yeah,
I am a
your camera is not
cybersecurity
working.
analyst.
Your camera is not working.
Hello, am I audible, Bon?
Yeah, you're audible, but your camera is not working. It's working now. Oh, she's off.
Yeah, my name is Vishwa and I am from India.
You are
Currently
off.
working as a cybersecurity analyst. A
You are off
cybersecurity.
again. We can't see you.
I guess some network issue is there.
That's fine.
Yeah, so sorry for that.
Don't worry,
I'm
don't worry.
excited to be a part of this discussion and learn from fellow experts as I don't have that much experience as compared to my fellow experts. But yeah, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure having you on board, Vishwa.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Govedan. Govedan, yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Gordon. I'm from India. I'm working cybersecurity in last 4 5 years. I'm currently cybersecurity engineer in TCS and I'm working with cybersecurity India since 2022.
It's a pleasure to have you on board today.
Me too.
So thank you all for your introductions, speakers. Let's get started. All right. I want us to begin it from the foundation, right? According to the World Economic Forum survey, from 2025 into the early 2020s, when we look at the rate at which cybercrime is increasing, it's very, very massive, right? According to them, they say about 77% of organizations have adopted the usage of AI-powered tools like to detect cyber threats and anomalies. However, I understand that artificial intelligence is really helping is really protecting our cybersecurity landscape. But then it has also made some attacks very, very, very dangerous and more sophisticated. However, everybody here, or we do hear AI every day, but then we might not, or we may not fully understand it. So my first question will go to you, Alex. What is actually artificial intelligence, and how would you explain it in a simple term?
Thank you for your question. Thank you for the opportunity as well. I actually made some quick slides to introduce it. You can all see it, right? I would take that as a yes. Um, so AI is just a machine that learns patterns, and it's much more free than the standard other software that we use. Like it's not like code in the way that it's going to be fed a lot of data, and then it's going to be able to find the patterns that come always the same. And so this means that it's a new technology that's very powerful, but also we need to understand how we can use it exactly, especially in the context of cybersecurity, because we need to know if we can trust it. So AI is also able now, it does more than just text. It's able to give like actual action on your screen. It's able to produce images. It's able to go in many new directions since the beginning a few years ago, and it's all going very quickly. So the way it works, simply put, is just that we have four phases. First, we train it, like I said, on just a lot of data. The more, the better, is what we've noticed. As like that's the biggest difference between the old models and the new ones, is the amount of data we give them. And then they're going to be learning what patterns they can see. And then we use them, but before that, we can also be retraining them manually. Have an example for that coming up in a second. And then it's going to be able to be copied and put in servers because it's very powerful, it's very big. It takes a few of the best GPUs to get the latest models running. So you can't really run it on your own machine, it needs to be on the cloud. An example of AI training that you've already come across is to be um, the CAPTCHA test. You know, when it asks you if you're a robot, what you're actually doing is you're training AI how to drive because that data is used to help the driving cars of the future. That's why often it's related to circulation. I don't know if you've noticed, like it's going to be see what's a bike, what's a firelight, or all that kind of thing. And yeah, everyday examples just to see a bit how it works. You have the autocomplete that can be improved with this because AI is very good at predicting patterns. And so that's why it's also useful for spam filter, for photo tagging with facial recognition, and for translation, all these kind of uses where you have a lot of data and you need to always do the same kind of operation that's like predictable. Then you can give it all this data, the output that you want, and it's going to be doing that for you on a very like efficient scale because you can just scale it as much as you want pretty much. And yeah, so the LLM, that's the base version of it. You probably heard about it. But no, there's like I was saying, we have more powerful AI. It's capable to code also. It's capable to go in many directions. Now it can even do hacking, as you've maybe heard. We'll get more into that the other speakers. And I think what's most important about AI is to understand where it's most useful, in which ways, and like what's the limitation. Because in essence, it's just a prediction algorithm, right? So it will go in the direction in which you steer it. So if it's like a bad direction, then that means that it's going to give a bad output. So the biggest difference is what you can do with the prompting. And it's very important to have some sort of an open mind when using AI, I think, because of this. Like if you say, I want you to do this, it's going to do it. But if you say, is it smart to do this? Then it's going to be way more helpful. And you can use it in a more active way, like planning and all these kind of things. But so yeah, that's AI. It's just a co-pilot. It's a prediction algorithm. You tell it what to do, and it's going to be able to do it. But sometimes it will lead to hallucinations because that's linked to how we trained it, right? Because you give it a lot of data, and then at the end of the day, it's a human that verifies if it's correct or not. And so sometimes the AI tricks the human into thinking it's okay output, and it's very good at making things that sound believable but are not actually. maybe you have sub questions or.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for the explanation. Any contributions from you, Andrea, on what AI is? Yeah.
Okay, so after this overview that Alex gave to us, I will be more, I will try to do the synthesis of this because basically, as we saw, AI is the ability of machines or software to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. That's why we call it artificial, because it's not the intelligence that we are used to define or concept, but depends of the human knowledge, and also, as Alex was saying, depends of to have a self criticizing and to analyze which kind of information, data, and patterns are we giving to the machines. So in simple terms, AI works by analyzing large amounts of data, identifying these patterns that we were seeing in that data, and then use the patterns to make predictions or decisions. That's why when we speak about AI, we normally associate it to the machine learning concepts, because that's what we are doing now. The algorithms improve automatically as they process more information. So that's why you used to say that AI system learn from examples and adapt over time instead of being programmed for every scenario. They have this capacity to adapt. But again, the most important aspect here is which kinds of data and patterns we allow or are we giving them, because at the end of the day, they need human knowledge and they need also human oversight. So that's the challenge as well.
Thank you for your explanation. Thank you so much. I'll move on to Govern then. So you've been in the cybersecurity game for almost the past 16 years. I want to ask, how is artificial intelligence currently being used in cybersecurity today?
Well,
So
sorry, it's for okay.
it's okay. So AI is already everywhere using in cybersecurity. Just like most of people do not realize it, but like in every organization has started using AI. Like in a security operations centers, we deal with like millions of alert every single day. So no human team can read all of that. So AI filter the noise and like give us like meaningful a handful actually human can analyze those results. So on the like infant side also traditional antivirus like they can give us like a result, like they can detect patterns why which I have fed on those. What by using AI, like now antiviruses also became like more smart. They can detect new type of patterns, like earlier only those malwares had detected by antivirus who had whose pattern already feed on those antivirus. But nowadays AI can detect a new type of virus, new type of malwares. Like AI watches behavior instead of knowing their patterns. So like if a file suddenly start encrypting thousands of documents like in within seconds, so AI shut it down immediately, like even if it has like never seen that a specific malware before. So this shift from like reactive to proactive is the most important thing AI has changed in like in industry.
Impressive. But then, do you think that artificial intelligence is doing us more good than bad when you compare both?
A- AI in both field, like hackers are using currently I saw hackers are more using AI more than defender side. Like this is like uncomfortable truth, but nowadays hackers are using more AI than defender. Earlier what happened, like hackers are those who is expert in cyber security professional who used to attack on any company or used to hack. But now due to AI, a small child, teenagers who can just do chat GPT or generate code from AI and started hacking, started targeting any individual for like uh, prank or bullying. What like this is the reality currently. What like a CSI, CSA, these are working to train people who can use AI also in for defender sites. Also, like you have seen one example, I have forgot name. Some teenagers had hacked a large company, scattered groups. I think this type of name. Also, I have shown one example like uh, one UK based company who lost 240 and 243 million dollars things like CEO voice cloning. Also, AI is like in our organization also AI is helping for like who is developing code. Like there's a 10 people are developing single code, but due to AI, like single person can develop whole code. So AI is also like it's a two it's like sword or two edges like this type. You if you can use good things or bad those both.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll move back to you, Andrea. You are a lawyer, right? And connected to cybersecurity. I want to ask, how do you often use cybersecurity? How is it helping your work? How do you often use artificial intelligence? Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Well, as we are speaking here, I would say that we have always the both sides, right? And as we are now hearing, basically, it's helping a lot on the defender side, obviously, because nowadays we have tools that help us a lot to prevent and detect incidents, especially cybersecurity is giving a lot help on the fraud detection, phishing, malware classification, and also helping our teams at the security and operation centers because they prioritize the alerts and reduce the false positives, for example. So I would say for the side of the technical teams, AI helps a lot because can help the professionals and the teams to analyze better the amount of data that they have to analyze. For the legal point of view, I think at this point we need to be very how can I say, we need to have a lot of careful when we use AI because as we saw it depends of the data that you are giving to AI, and when we're speaking about legal advice and the implications of the jurisdictions, we have lots of differences. So at this point, I will have to say in my on my daily basis work, I don't use as much AI. I will not use AI at this point, obviously, to give advisory or something like that. I use AI to guide me on the concentration of information because I think this is the most positive aspect that we have because nowadays we have so much information, we have so much sources of information, and sometimes it's difficult for us to concentrate all the information. So AI helps a lot lawyers to concentrate the information, but then give us also the challenge to confirm that is the right information. I've been having this experience. For example, I would name ChatGPT. Have lots of time that imagine if I'm doing some legal research. Normally, I use ChatGPT to see what he will say to me, and obviously, I find lots of errors. Okay, because at the end of the day, if you don't do the correct question, then if you don't specify saying this is for Portugal landscape or for Ghana or for Spain or France or whatever, it's very important to know how to work with AI. So at this point, I say it's helping a lot the technical operations, as I said, to detect the frauds, but to have more when we need to think, AI give us some sources, but we need to be we need to be careful about that, and we need to analyze which kind of data we are receiving. Yes, so it's not
Oh,
easy, but help us a
yeah,
little bit.
okay. I get your point, but then do you think that artificial intelligence is doing us more good and bad? Why? Because I want to speak from my point of view, right? So I've been using ChatGPT for a while on my phone, and then once a time I just told ChatGPT to just tell me who I am and all that, and I was surprised it had my data, right, and it gave me everything that I needed. So I was like, wow, this thing is very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. Let us look at the dangerous part of it, the usage of artificial intelligence. Can you speak
Yes.
more on it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The danger part of this is totally the data and the information that we are sharing with ChatGPT, for example. Now it's a trend to basically to share pictures of you. I see this at Facebook. Is a trend now that basically people are sharing their pictures because they are giving a lot of information to ChatGPT, and it's funny because yes, at the end of the day, ChatGPT will give you a very nice picture of, I don't know, depending of your preference, if you have animals, or your family, if you like the beach or the countryside, this and that. It's funny, but it's not funny at all because at the end of the day, it's collecting lots of information. And our image, our face, and nowadays that we have a lot of biometric data that is being analyzed, our face in the future will be definitely it is at this point a personal data, and so that can be imagined used for these hackers or other unintentional people that want to use your data, that want to use your privacy data as well. So at the end of the day, I will not say don't use ChatGPT, obviously, but use only with general information. Use to, for example, to have sources, to see if you want to have a more specific search on some data, but don't share personal data. Don't share your family history, your background, nothing of that. But this, I already said when we have Facebook, is the same, but in this case is more dangerous because it's agglomerating information, a lot of information, and we don't know actually who will manage this information, if this information will be sell or will be hacked, and in the future they can do, I will say again, our image, our face can be used in many, many ways. So it's danger in that point of view. Totally, yes.
Thank you so much for the explanation. I will move on to Vishua. I have a question for you. So, do you think that artificial intelligence, right, is really going to replace cybersecurity professionals in the nearby future?
Yeah. So, like, in my opinion, artificial intelligence will not replace cybersecurity professional or any professionalism. It's like empowering them. It will stand behind them. It will alongside with that particular profession. When we talk about cybersecurity professionals, so yeah, as Andrea and Govardhan said, that cybersecurity and AI leads cybersecurity from predictive way. Like now we can use AI to predict the attacks in different ways. So I will say that cybersecurity requires human judgment, strategic thinking, and that point of view that we can understand the attacker's mind, or that creativity that AI cannot replicate. And AI will handle the, as Andrea said, that it will handle heavy data. It will
Okay.
guide us, but we can't be replicate, or we can't be fully endure on just AI. It will help us in strategy making in anything, but it can't replace the cybersecurity professional, because when it comes to cybersecurity, it needs threat strategy, decision making, and plus complex investigation. So yeah, The future may be human plus AI collaboration, but not only AI.
Amazing. Alex, what's your take? Is it going to replace cyber security professionals?
Um, I think yes, but indirectly because one
Mm,
person, one cybersecurity professional with AI, they can do things twice as quickly, three times as quickly, four times as quickly, and then you need less of them in a company, or you need less of them overall. So I feel like the people that use AI the most and the best and the fastest, they will be the ones that have the jobs, and then other people's might be a bit left behind at some point. But I don't know all sectors of cybersecurity, right? So I believe there is some level of like difference between them for sure. But yeah, like the CISO, I would not replace for sure.
I get your point. Okay, so I'm just going to invite Gov to join this conversation. You are a digital forensic investigator, just like me, right? Is it going to replace our job? Am I audible? Yeah. Gov, can you hear me? Oh, it seems he's off. Okay. So, okay, he's back.
Yeah.
I was inform me. Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Ah,
Yeah.
sorry. I
So,
thought you have asked from anyone else. Sorry.
yeah. So my question is artificial intelligence going to replace cybersecurity professionals, particularly we digital forensic investigators? Is it going to replace our job in the nearby future?
So the short answer is no. What person who is using AI will definitely replace those person who is not using AI. So like in cybersecurity, in forensics, we have to take decision like for some project these things are maybe threat or what similar things for other project that may not be threat. So it's like AI will decide like this is threat, this is not, just black and white. What human can decide like this is not threat for this application, this platforms. So AI will not replace cybersecurity professional, but uh, definitely on like in SOC operation like L1 level jobs, definitely they can replace those jobs. They can handle by AI, like when we have to monitor alert, those things AI can do. But when we have to decide like they cannot fully automated, we have to need human intervention. And the type of job may be changed, that like nowadays we work like cyber security engineers. Definitely the work role may be changed with using AI, but not replace fully humans.
Wow. I'm going to come back to you, Alex, because you are more into artificial intelligence, right? So, I just want everyone to understand artificial intelligence, who controls it? Is it a company or who?
Um, that's a good question. I think nobody really controls it. But
Hmm.
in essence, the company they set the system prompt for the artificial intelligence, right? So that's like its main directive, and then whatever you say to it will be below it in terms of priority. So yeah, probably the company, but also it depends what kind of data it's been trained upon. And I think there's a really interesting point about that. That's like a Chinese AI will be responding differently to a US based AI or to another place AI. And so you do have to trust the company, but you also need to look at what kind of data it's been trained upon. Like I know in Europe you have some alternatives that are supposed to be more, how to say, well, for one, they will not train on your data as you're doing it. At least that's what they claim. And what you also have is open source models, right? And then you can just host it for
Right.
yourself. You just need powerful enough computer to do it, and like a bunch of GPUs. So it depends.
Okay. Andrea, in your opinion, Do you think artificial intelligence is a big opportunity or a bigger threat for cybersecurity?
It depends of the sides that we are speaking. Now I was listening, Alex, and I remember when we start, for example, to analyze the cloud risks, when we start to put the documents, and when I was auditing companies, at that point, one of the huge questions was who is controlling it? At that point, who is controlling the information that you put at cloud? And even if you want to rescue that information, who will ensure that the information is not being copied and you don't have a duplicate of that information with, for example, Microsoft or another provider that is giving you the cloud. For AI, I think that is even more complex, as Alexander was saying, because at the end we don't know, and we are dealing at this point with lots of tools and lots of kinds of AI. So, because now we are speaking more about the cybersecurity field and about the organizations, but we have also machine learning for the medicine field, machine learning for the automotive field. So, machine learning and all the AI are being applied in lots of sectors. So I think in our point of view, cybersecurity professionals, obviously is an opportunity to have our decision making and strategic opinions supported and more information, but also on the other hand, for the hackers is helping a lot that part of the equations, because in the past, for someone to hack a system or organization, you need to have technical skills. You need to study. You need to develop lots of expertise that nowadays with AI, it's much more easy. So I would say that it's an opportunity, but also a challenge, because we will have also the other side, which is obviously the side that we fight every day, but that side is also taking the opportunities that AI give to them. So yes, it's always two sides of the coin, basically.
Okay, so Vishua, so we have a lot of cybersecurity enthusiasts that are here that have joined us, willing to grow in cybersecurity, right? What skills should young cybersecurity professionals learn to work with artificial intelligence?
Yeah. So, as a young professional, I would suggest we should focus on both cybersecurity as well as AI knowledge. As Andrea said, that we don't know that how this all information is controlled or how it's used when we give us some data to AI, whether it's any chat GPT or any AI. But it totally depends on a company it's monitoring, so we don't know how it used. So we should have at least basic knowledge of AI, machine learning basics. Along with, when we comes to cybersecurity, we should have knowledge of threat intelligence, cloud security, and understanding AI with security risk, that how it analytical thinking and how it would work when we rely only on AI. So, as Govardhan said, that not cybersecurity professional will be replaced by AI, but it will definitely replaced by the person who are using AI with cybersecurity. So yeah, I would suggest everyone to have basic knowledge of AI along with cybersecurity skills, including threat intelligence, cloud security, or data analysis, anything.
Amazing. Government, do you have something to say about it?
Yes, as Vishwas said, like do not skip fundamentals. We still want engineers who deeply understand networking, operating system, cryptography. So because if you do not understand the underlying system, you cannot evaluate whether an AI recommendation is correct or dangerously wrong. So AI literacy without security fundamental is dangerous. So security fundamentals you need to understand, and AI literacy will make you more fast, give you a speed on cybersecurity.
Amazing, amazing. Alex, I'll come back to you on this question. So, how is artificial intelligence used to solve global problems?
Used to solve global problem. That's a good question. I think it could be used that way. Because what I do whenever I'm suspicious of something is I ask AI because it is objective, quote unquote. At least it's not emotional, right? So if I'm suspecting someone who scams me, then I can always verify and then have a discussion with the AI about it. But how it's helping the world, like we can learn faster, we can know what we don't know. I think that's the biggest difference, where you can like ask AI what am I missing, like what kind of knowledge should I have, ask me questions about this. But I don't think we're there. We're not using it much yet. Like people need to get used to it. They need to have this mentality, like what can it do for me, how can I work with it in the most efficient way. And like it's not really there yet, because I don't know if you saw the attack on Iran. That was using AI heavily, and like that was not for. I don't know if it was for the better of the world, but that was by a government entity that has a lot of power, and like I don't know if the defense side has catched up yet. It's more powerful on the attack for now.
Okay, so Alex, over to you again because you are into AI. Okay, so how can AI impact, have effect on our privacy and security? I just told you that I used to use ChatGPT for a very long time, and then one day when I told it to tell me about myself, I was surprised the kind of information that it put out. So how is it really impacting, affecting us or affecting our privacy and security? Do you think we are safe using artificial intelligence?
Um, I think there's a difference between us using it as individuals and like corporates using it. So for us, it's less risky because there's less risk of someone going specifically against us. But I know there was a case of like I don't know if it was at Microsoft, where they gave the code to AI and then the code leaked. Like someone was able to access it through this method. But we should know that there's different companies, right? And they have different
Yeah.
rules for this. Like Anthropic, you can turn off the fact that it trains on you. You can turn off the memory if you don't want. But the thing is always you're going to be losing some kind of feature if you do this. So I think it's the same as always, where in cybersecurity, when I was doing my studies, my teacher would tell me the safe way to do like an organization is to stop everything, and then that's the only way to know that, like, to not have any risk. I think we need to be very mindful. Like, we need to be calculating, like, okay, let's not use AI in this way. For instance, if you're coding something you don't want it to leak, then don't use just any AI. Make sure you have this turned off, or you have an agreement. I know that OpenAI, they always train on your data, and you need to ask like specifically if you're, for instance, from the medical field, then you can ask that they don't do it. But so choose the right model, and then just be mindful about it, I guess. Always be thinking about the risk of AI.
Okay, so Gov, I'll move to you. I have an interesting question here. How do you think we use artificial intelligence to detect fraud online?
Can you repeat again?
How do we use AI to detect fraud online due to the nature of your work?
Nowadays, it's like very difficult to detect a fraud or phishing things online, because earlier we can detect from grammar mistakes or unknown different types of domain names. But due to AI, it's they are very personalized message they give us. They can clone your voice, they can clone your whole video, So one famous news was like one company from Hong Kong who lost like $2.5 million. Like uh, there was a account manager who was meeting Teams call with who's CFO, and on that call CFO was his video whole things was defect, so he lost $2.5 million. So nowadays it's getting very difficult to detect online frauds, but there's also like in forensics, like there is a when we click photos from my phone, there is a signature of my phones. What way we can generate that image from AI? There's a not there is a different type of signature, or those things are not present. So this type of way we can detect a fraud or phishing things, defect things online.
Mm, mm. That's great. That's great. Andrea, any contributions? How do we use artificial intelligence to detect fraud?
So yes, I think basically what we were listening now, I think is a matter of win more speed. Our professionals right now, when they have AI helping them, they can be more proactive and predict defense because AI help us them basically to monitor and detect anomalies within seconds, something that in the past our technical teams will take much more time. So yes, in conclusion, it's the speed and the scale, and again the pattern recognition that humans cannot achieve alone. So it is a powerful tool on that point. Yes, for sure. I think we will basically we will spend less time and we will be more focused and get more specialized on the proactive and the predictive defense. On that part will help a lot our teams to not spend as much time surrounded by data and false or not false positives. This will help them to be more proactive. Yes.
Okay. So you as a lawyer, right? Do you think that the government um, should regulate artificial intelligence in the use of in cybersecurity?
Yes, for sure, I think. But
Why?
also, I recognize that is a huge, huge challenge. It's like the same challenge that we are having about Facebook, about Instagram, about TikTok. For example, when we speak how dangerous TikTok can be for our teenagers, we cannot have worldwide regulation. It's about the countries to do that. So that's why it's so hard because normally we are speaking about companies that are based in US that has a completely different landscape, a completely different legal and regulation obligations. And where the privacy concept in US is completely different, for example, from the privacy concept in Europe. So I think with time the governments will try to find a way to get on speed, but will be I would say very focused on areas like EMEA, United States, Asia. We will not. It will be difficult to have obviously a general regulation because at the end, as I said, it will depend a lot of the type of AI. As Alexander was saying, also, if we are speaking about individuals or organizations, for example, in my case, I work a lot with banks and financial institutions, and they don't use ChatGPT. It's not allowed. It. They have to develop their own domestic AI platforms to avoid what we were listening about to share confidential information or to share inside information that we don't know who will deal with it. So yes, not only the governments, I will say also third parties that are interested. It will be we will need to have a task force, collective task force within governments, organizations, private associations, because yes, everybody needs to be on board because the challenge is huge. So yes.
So, in a nutshell, do you recommend that we all use artificial intelligence? Is that what you are recommending? I'm asking this because do you not think that it has really made some of us lazy? For instance, students, right? Students using artificial intelligence to write essays and all that. Have you thought about it? And what's your
Oh,
take on
yes.
that?
Yes. The question is for me, right? Or
Yeah,
sorry.
it's for
Ah,
you.
yes, yes.
Yes, for you.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And besides of that, which also is a challenge for the teachers, because now the teachers in the past, if you, well, with the books were more easy to see if somebody was doing a plagium, right? Nowadays, it's very difficult. You find if this is a student or not, but it's difficult at the first glance because we are still getting on the moods of AI, how it works. But at the end, you will see that AI, the way how AI speaks is always very formatted, very kind, very formatted, very. We see that is not a person doing that. Were many persons doing that, and it's not only a matter of the students and on that field. It is, but I'm afraid also that we, as human, we start to lose our how can I say this, a little bit of our identity, you understand, because I have a way to write, you have a way to write, everybody is our personal way to write is our identity. And if we start to use, yes, I think first we will be more lazy, we will not think as much, because it's just to do the right questions and you will have the answer that you are looking for. And again, yes, I think for humankind, we are losing the critical sense that is so important, because at the end, this is the problem, because as we saw, we need to have the judgments. If we lose the human judgments and the capacity to analyze, machine will rule, right? AI will rule us, and that is the most dangerous thing, because we need to ensure that we are controlling AI, and that is not AI controlling us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Alex, how often do you use artificial intelligence for assignments and for which subjects?
Um, I can tell already that I use artificial intelligence to help me write my thesis. I was able to write it in only a month, and what I did is that I still gave all the ideas, but I'm too lazy to organize it in a way that that looks good, right? So I make a draft, then I ask AI to improve it, and then I review it manually, like looking at each line, does it sound good? And then I change it. And I think that's a way to use AI where you still think of it, but overall, I just use AI as much as I can to be more efficient, to be faster. Because I finished my studies recently. I've been getting into cybersecurity, and I'm still a junior, so I want to get there as fast as possible. And I'm just not cutting the corner. Like I'm using AI to do research. Like Perplexity is very good. Then I'm also using the deep research modes, and always questioning what I know, what I don't know with AI. I know I'm starting to. We've been doing some experimentation because you can use it for pen testing as well. You heard that like it can be used offensively, or you can also use it defensively, of course. I still think I still make the pen testing plan, right? But then the AI can execute a very big portion of it, and you just win so much time because it automatically does a lot of research. It does a report, and then you're much faster ahead, and you can think about the unique cases where you need really to think about it, like as a human, that AI is not going to find. So honestly, the way I use AI is whenever I don't know how to do something and it can do it better, I make a workflow where I know that like it can look at the input and the output, and then it can know how to improve it, and then it can iterate with me, and like I just keep iterating until it's good enough for me to send mails or to do whatever.
Okay, but then do you recommend or do you advise that students like you continue to use artificial intelligence to do assignments like writing letters, essays, and the rest? Have you thought about it, the negative impact? And how can students actually use it in a way which will be beneficial and not just giving everything to
Hmm.
artificial intelligence to do it for you? I'm asking this because
Uh,
you are a student, right?
Yes.
I'm working
And
actually.
we
I'm
have
no
a lot of
longer a
students
student.
listening to us.
But I was a student 6 months ago. Um, I think yeah, most people are going to use it in a way that's not very beneficial, and that's an issue. But I also don't really see what we can do to prevent it besides just teaching in a different way, like making I don't know, making students, realize what they're doing. Like they're building their future, or are they just not learning anything because they're letting AI do this? Like if you, for instance, for coding, when I was in my bachelor, I didn't use AI and I actually learned how to code. But now I'm just
Mm,
using AI and I'm not learning new things. Like I made a project, I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, and that's fine because it's a side project. But I think it should really we should talk more about it. Like people in general, they should be talking about it. Like, does it make sense in this way? Does it make sense in that way? And it's very complex subject. And we can't have like some rules that would really help out. It needs to be more human intelligence that wins this game.
mm, mm. Okay. So at this point, to our audience, if you have a question, please use the chat box or you can just raise your hand. I will call you. However, let me move on to Gov, and then I'll come back to Visual. How can students? Because I need to be clear on this. How can students use AI effectively and not leave everything on AI, especially when it comes to letter writing and essays and the rest?
Earlier what happened was like when I was in college, there was no AI. So when I'm installing any tools and get any error, then I have to go on Google and search what I have to do. I have go to Reddit, Stack Overflow. I have to research and go deep in those like errors. What nowadays what happened, like if I get any error for installing or encoding, they directly give a screenshot to chat gpt and they gave a solution. So due to that we cannot learn new things. Like when I get different, then we understand like there is just some version error or anything requirements is not installed on those things. Like what nowadays chat gpt give us whole command and I have to just copy paste. Also noticed on myself also, like when I got new type of errors, sometimes we just do chat gpt and copy paste. We even not read those things what they give us output. So I recommend like use chat gpt for your ai for your uh, faster speed, make what not fully dependent or just blindly copy paste those commands. Read those commands what they are telling, ask explanation from ai what they I have to do, not just give us command. So you have to understand like just earlier said, understand fundamentals also, not just blindly copy paste what AI gives the result.
So, have you ever used AI for exam preparation?
Yes, definitely. I have used AI for exam preparation or some calls. We do not have to go another lot from books, or the AI gives complete bundle in like one search. So definitely it's make easier for reading or preparation or research.
Okay, so I have a question here from a police officer. He says, "Good evening, sir. Please, I'm Matthew Amano, a police officer. How can I analyze data with artificial intelligence when it comes to criminal investigations?" I think it goes to us. You're going to answer because you're on the floor.
It's question from me.
Yeah, he's asking how he's a police officer and he's asking
Yes.
how can he use data with artificial intelligence when it comes to How can he analyze data with artificial intelligence when it comes to criminal investigations?
So like first I think it helps in like pattern recognition very easily. Like there's lots of we found some like like network क्या हुआ है, pickup files. So I have to manually analyze from works like what those data I can give in like chat gpt or any AI. They filter like this is a ftp response, this is http, and they give us here's your like some data has transferred, some login attempt has. So these types of AI can improve in faster, or you
Yeah.
when you have a like you are doing mobile forensics and you collect like you have taken backup from iTunes in iPhones, and you are doing like tools like MVT or other things. What those MVT gives us raw result. Like MVT is a one forensics tool which we helps in like MacBook forensics, mobile forensics. So they gives a raw type of result and I have to analyze those. What those result directly I can put in AI and they can gives in like very easy format. I can understand what is happening behind like from logs or from backup files. So that's
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, Matthew. What you have to understand is that, per my experience in this field, it depends on what kind of data you are looking for. For instance, if it's a ransomware attack, you can just make good use of AI power tools like ID ransomware to perform tracebacks, right? So it depends on what you are looking for, and then that will direct you the tool you are supposed to use. However, artificial intelligence is here to help us, but then you can't fully depend on artificial intelligence when it comes to criminal investigations because it's very broad. It's either, just as Gov said, it's either you are investigating a network or you are investigating a computer or a mobile device, right? So it depends on what you are looking for, and then if you know what you are looking for, then you will know what to use because we can't solely depend on artificial intelligence. There are a whole lot of forensic tools that we use when it comes to investigating cyber crimes, right? So just as I've said, if and we also should understand that we work in teams because you cannot do everything by yourself. For instance, I'm a network forensic examiner. So I have a group of investigators that I work with, such as we have computer forensic examiners, we have mobile forensic examiners. So we work in line. Officer Matthew, I hope you are following. We work in line. So it depends on your specialty and what you are looking for. That will determine what you are supposed to use. So if in the course of your investigations, let's say you are, like I've said, you are trying to perform traceback on, let's say, a cryptocurrency, or let's say on a Bitcoin, or let's say on a ransomware attack, that way you can make use of some AI power tools surrounding us. I hope this answers your question. Let me see whether they have more questions for us. When it comes to digital forensics, you have to stay on. It says, Matthew Amano says, especially when, so Matthew, that has been answered. He's still asking, especially when it comes to tracking location of a suspect. That has been answered. When it comes to tracking location of a suspect, it is very broad and mostly is performed by we, the network examiners, right? So we perform network examination during cyber fraud investigations to understand how the crime was carried out, who was involved, and where data went, right? So when you say you are looking for the location of a suspect, it consists of a whole lot, such as analyzing. The first thing is, for instance, when I send you an email to look for a location of a suspect, it's very broad. An example, I'm just going to give you an example. Let's say when I send you an email, it passes through what we call service before it gets to its destination, right? But then the device that is connected to the internet, or the network that is providing the internet, assigns my device an IP address, right? And then my device is also having a MAC address. So you realize that all this data and information about me that is sent from one side to the destination is actually stored in what we call a network traffic. So when it comes to investigating the location of suspects, uh, mostly it relies on the network examiners. That is, we want to analyze IP address, we want to analyze the what do we call it? Network logs, perform tracebacks. It's very, very complicated. And it's not just one day. So what I can say is that it depends on what you are looking for. But when it comes to tracking location of a suspect, is very broad and mostly handled by network examiners. So I hope that answers your question a bit. I'll move on to Mauli. He says, when hackers use AI to write perfect phishing emails, how are regular employees supposed to spot the fake ones? Right. I'm just going to let a speaker answer this. Can you do this for us?
Okay.
Yeah.
So first thing, in your organization you have to use your like you got mail from internal organization. Like I am in TCS, so I will get mail from like a domain TCS at rate Govardhan at tcs.com. When I got mail like another domains, so first I have to give it their like Outlook gives us warning, it's external mail. So you have to like this is a warning sign, you have to offend carefully, then you have to offend those mail. Right, perfectly everything is perfectly written. What when there is when it comes to like they have give you like this is a chat gpt free version, then you have offend those link, then they ask for login. So you have to think here like why I have already logged in my system, then why it is asking again. So
Right.
this type of small things you have to notice. Some like another type of behavior, so this type of sign you can get in phishing mails. Also there's external mail, and some there's not 100% perfect because they cannot uh, why domain like tcs.com, they have like they can send me mail like abc at abc.tcs.com. This type of there is something uh, extra added in domain, or you will find at least hackers need your credential. At last they ask you alternately anyway for your credentials. So when you have to put your credential, you have to think what this is like phishing or this is a correct mail. So this is my point of view.
Mm, mm, mm. Wonderful.
Um,
Alex has a question.
no, I would just like to add something because
Right.
I specialized a bit in this before. And I'm going to do this with my company exactly this moment, actually. What you need is that because the threat is higher than it used to be, you need to train the employees to recognize all the patterns that Govardhan was saying. Because, like, if you just told all of this, you're not going to remember all of it. So you need to follow some training. You need someone that is cybersecurity specialized, like within the team, that does some fake phishing email, and then you get you get it wrong, and then you're like, oh, oops. And whenever you have a suspicion, in general, like you can ask the AI about it. Just be careful not to give it sensitive information, okay? But you can always give it
Mm,
a little bit of context and be like, is this normal? And then the AI will help you, be take a bit of a distance whenever you have suspicion.
mm, mm. So, Vishua, let me ask you this. Do you think that students will rely more on artificial intelligence in the next 5 years?
Yes, I really think that students will rely more on the when it comes to study part or when it comes to any research work or anything. They will rely more on AI rather than using their own creativity or their own instinct. But I would suggest that we
Mm,
need to make one another perspective. We need to make them realize that using AI, it should be like it's for your learning assistant. It's not like that you need to fully rely on the AI for anything. We need to make them understand that use AI to understand concepts rather than making concepts and writing essays directly on that. We need to make them understand as they are not mature enough to understand this all these things. We need to make one more perspective on that behalf, that the key idea should be that shouldn't students should treat AI as a learning agent, not as a shortcut to complete any assignments or any homeworks, anything like my as I would say, my brother is in 10th standard right now. So when it comes to writing any essays or when it comes to writing any letter, he will directly go to ChatGPT or any AI platform to do that. But all these things will not help them to understand concepts or any research or idea generation. We need to make them understand that rather than using it for direct output, give your ideas. For example, if as a student I am learning about any cybersecurity concepts, then I should ask AI regarding my curiosity that how phishing works, how encryption works, and provide me example. So it should be not as a shortcut, it should be as a learning assistant, like for practice, as a personal tutor. We can use AI as a very good source of personal tutor, which helps to prepare for real world situation. So yeah.
Yeah, I see more questions coming in, and I remember asking you whether artificial intelligence was going to replace we cybersecurity professionals in the near future, and you said no. But then I still want to ask you this: do you think that artificial intelligence can replace teachers someday?
That's a good question, and yeah, complex also. Um, at some extent, I would say that yes, they can replace some kind of teacher job, not whole teaching department or whole not teaching professional. But at again this point, I would say that the teacher also should have knowledge of AI to make student realize the AI's impact. They also need to be get updated. So it's all about how you are getting updated. Each and every professional, each and every professional needs to get updated on this AI part, because AI has a very big impact on each and every professionalism. So when it comes to teacher, I would say it AI can help teacher to be a better teaching part rather than replacing it.
Hmm, interesting. So, if I'm to ask this question, uh, Andrea, what is your take? Um, would you like artificial intelligence to move ahead as we continue to grow?
Well, yes, I think at this point, the path is to grow as we were changing these thoughts, because is in all fields of action, is when we speak about cybersecurity, is when we speak about teaching, is when we speak about having some personal advice. So as much as we are using AI, normally AI will develop at the same speed. And obviously, as much as we are questioning and giving data, it will grow. So yes, the future will be like this. But again, I would say that the point is to be careful about what we are giving, the kind of information that we are giving. Because, for example, we were speaking about criminal processes. It's very important to not share any data that is personal data, sensitive data, confidential data, to ensure that that information is protected and is not being shared with other ones. But also, as we saw with how we train employees to recognize faking emails or phishing emails, because they are being each time more sophisticated. We will also, as Alex was pointing that, we will also have to change our awareness and training programs and plans, because Normally, nowadays, organization or sophisticated organization already have the plans to awareness and training. So frequently, the employees are teach how to recognize that this is a phishing email or not. They are training to do that. But as much as the faking and phishing emails are sophisticated, we also need to change the awareness and training programs, because we will have to share more knowledge, and we will have to ensure that they are ready to recognize that the email is not the phishing email. So yes, will be like this, I think.
Okay, okay. Yeah, with this question, I would love to hear from all the panel, right? But I'm going to begin with you, Andrea. Of course, you're on board. So I love the fact that you really want AI to grow in the nearby future, right? Tell me what you love most about artificial intelligence, and what features would you like AI learning tools to have in the nearby future?
Well, I will speak as a lawyer because, as I said, I'm very cautious when I use AI. So, but I'm also enthusiastic about it, because I see when I work with my technical teams that is empowering their results, their work, and the faster reactive and proactive ways to deal with it. So again, I think is about information. We need to see which kind of information we share and why we are using AI. So in my personal life, for example, I think I will use more, but having the notion that I cannot share sensitive information. But at my work, because I work with law and I work with very sensitive data, I have to be very, very caution about the kinds of information and how I use AI. So I would say, for the technical point of view, AI will push much more the professionals that are working with the defense part of the cybersecurity. For the lawyers and for the enforcement bodies, I think it's a tool, but again, it's a tool that need to be very well managed. So it depends on what is your daily basis, what is your profession at the cybersecurity field. But yes, I'm enthusiastic, but also paying attention, because we need to deal it as better as we can.
I have more questions coming in, but we need to close in 3 minutes. However, I'm still going to take your Andrea. Thank you so much. Back to Alex. So, what do you love most about artificial intelligence, and what features would you like the AI learning tools to have in the nearby future, Alex?
The thing I love most about artificial intelligence is that you can learn what you don't know, and you can
Mm,
question yourself, like ask questions and get the answers. And the thing
right.
that I would most like to see, that's a good question, because I'm not sure if I want AGI or not. But in order to have AGI, we definitely need some other layer of like development, because right now it's very logical based, the AIs we have. So I don't know. I feel like we have plenty of AI as it is. The world needs to catch up.
Mhm. Right. Okay. So, Vishua or Gov, let me take your insight. Yeah. So we are still on AI. What feature would you love artificial intelligence to have in the nearby future?
Uh, the main feature I love about AI is like speed. What I need, which things I have to do research, like take times on research, like 1 hour, 2 hours, or like for whole day I didn't solve any errors. But due to AI, I can solve within minutes. Like for log analysis, it took like me whole day, or like there's a thousands logs. I have to go manually and check which log has like suspicious log. What due to it's I can do in within seconds. Also in
Mm,
cyber security, we saw like earlier organization takes time to detect there is some attack happened, some data is leaking. It's take about 6 months, like 194 days it took to detect some has hacked his organization, some data breaching is happening. Like hackers do slowly, they have to do lateral movement, those things. What due to AI, it's improving. And as Alexander said, AGI feature we also want to come on AIs.
It'll be great. Okay. Vishua, let me take your opinion.
Yeah. So as AI, like it's integrated to each and every sector, whether it's cybersecurity, teaching, healthcare, finance, infrastructure, anything. So I want AI to be more transparent. Like right now, it operates like I would say a black box. Like it produces results, but we don't know that on what basis the decision was made. So future AI should be have include like explainability features where AI can clearly show that why that decision was made, what influenced that decision, and how like the prediction is confident. Then one more thing which I need to add is ethical and safety controls, as we are in cybersecurity. So AI right now, in like if we see in healthcare, AI take decisions on their own without involving any human in some of the system, human in the loop. Like so, I want that AI should include some ethical safety drills or safety mechanisms, like in they should work in collaboration with humans rather than independently, because when it comes to AI work independently, it's very dangerous for an any particular thing. Like how we can make anyone accountable for that particular action which can be done by an AI. But when it comes to in collaboration with humans, the final decision have at least one or two human oversight. So it would be more helpful, and at the same time it would be more safer than this.
Okay. Andrea, do you not think that artificial intelligence is making people lose their jobs, especially individuals working with companies, and then to students as well? Do you not also think that students are losing admission? I'm saying this because I'm a victim, right? I remember when I wanted to school in the States, right? And then I was applying for, admissions and all that. Most of the US schools, you have to write essays and all that and all that and all that. And then most of them, I decided to use ChatGPT. Wow. But then do you know that some of the schools, they actually have forensic tools to detect if you use ChatGPT to write an essay, right? So for twice, like two consecutive times when I wrote my essay, the counselor, the recruitment, the international admissions counselor did not accept my essay because she said, no, this is coming from ChatGPT, right? I did the second time, she refused it. Do you not think that students are losing admissions, and for individuals working with organizations and corporate bodies, people are being laid off because of artificial intelligence?
Yes, I think as we saw, again, it has two sides. It depends also of the kind of person. There are person that are more lazy. There are others that like to double check and see other sources, and so this will depends of lot of circumstances. But when I think about me, when I when I do my law degree, and was very painful at that time, because at the time we didn't have Google, which in the past Google was the previous ChatGPT, and even with Google we need to go to see if it's the right link or not, if the information what is the source or not. Obviously ChatGPT can give you the source, but first I would say that we get more lazy normally because you have all the concentrated and aligning information. Second, we also, again, don't know who is giving in the information. So nowadays, when we have all these very, I would say, complicated contexts when we see that only with Facebook we can manipulate elections, we can, we can, speaking about politically and geopolitically issues that we are having those problems now. It's the same because at the end, it depends of the question that you are made. But if you, for example, if you start to do some political questions, the answer that you will have for ChatGPT normally can be associated to some lobby. You understand? It's not impartial information or answer. So this can be also a problem, the manipulation of our way to think, how do we think, and again, if we don't search, we don't know. You are just blind. You are just taking all the information that you are gathering, and you don't do the contradictory, and that is very bad for, I would say, for the learning process, because the learning process is to comparate lots of opinions, what that say. In cybersecurity is different, but when we speak about the law, we need to study a lot legal opinions, and to have your own opinion, you need to read a lot. Here, you are just reading one thing that is congregating a lot of information. So yes, that's why I think it has a fantastic opportunities, but again, we need to think that it's not to replace us, should not be to replace us, should be to support and help us.
Okay, okay. Amazing. So I have an interesting question here. Very soon we will be bringing the meeting to an end from Nafi. He says, with the rise of artificial intelligence tools, what measures can institutions and government put in place to make sure that data retrieved from users are used for the right purposes and data privacy is respected? However, is AI governance possible now or in years to come? Interesting question. Andrea? Of course. So his first question, that is two in one. He wants to know the measures institutions and government must put in place to make sure that data retrieved from users are used for right purposes and data privacy is respected. Well, if I'm to answer this, the first step is there should be verification, right? There should be verification. That is the first step before anyone is granted access into any platform that is going to store data and information. There should be verification. You pass through the verification process first before. That is what I'm going to say. But Andrea, I leave the rest to you.
Oh, yes, but I totally agree with you. It's about that, and it's also about the transparency. At the end, I would say this is the big challenge, because how can we ensure that we have transparency on a subject that we are still learning what it is? And for the governments, we have nowadays commissions that are studying the subject, and especially at the European landscape. We are starting to have a lot of regulation on AI, but the most difficult aspect is the transparency and to control it, because at the end we have a lot of players on this field. And for example, to know who is the owner of ChatGPT, it's difficult to know, right? Where is the headquarters? If something happened to the misuse of information, at the end, they always have that big disclaimer saying that this is only an opinion. So it's difficult for the governments to do this, because how we can lie or can basically put something criminal if we don't know who is the subject, or at the end the disclaimers are so broad that they make difficult for lawyers as well, and for making law, to understand the issue. So Yes, I totally agree with you, but it's challenging the way how we will do this. I will say the enforcement of it, because at this point we have a lot of regulation, but then to do the enforcement is the most difficult aspects.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Alex, what do you have to say?
Oh yeah, I was writing an answer.
Yeah, I
So
see you
there are
helping me
some
there. That's you
compliances.
are doing amazing work.
There are like some compliances that have been made for this. But there's nothing forcing the big AI companies from following them or like from any companies to follow them. It's only like the clients that can be like, for now, oh, you don't have this compliance that says that you're handling the data in a private way and everything. Then I'm going to choose someone else to provide my AI. I believe Anthropic, they have it. So like the ones who do clothes. But my information is a bit outdated on this. I haven't looked into it. But AI governance is happening. It is possible and it is developing and it's much needed. Like we even have regulations like the AI Act in Europe to like prevent from using AI from to I don't know, do for instance big attacks like the US did that would be illegal, or from mass surveillance or that kind of thing. It's already forbidden. So it's happening.
Wow, interesting. Gov, your take. What's your take?
So, so AI governance is definitely possible, and reality like it's already starting to happen through like regulation, standards, these things. And one thing because AI is evolving quickly, so governance will likely be ongoing process that is continues to develop over the coming years, rather than one-time solutions. So it is definitely possible. It's happening.
Okay, I have a question from Krishna from India. He says, "Hi, Bon. This Krishna from India. I work in cloud and cybersecurity. So I have a quick question. Do you think agentic AI systems, see the question, agentic AI systems becoming reliable enough to autonomously detect and remediate cloud security misconfigurations? Or will human oversight always remain essential? That's the question. Can you help us, Gov?
So agentic is getting good at detection part and assisted like remediation, but fully autonomous remediation like without human oversight is still risky. So like most organization it converging humans in that like that loop autonomy is like more rather than full autonomous. So like it's need you cannot fully depend on AI. Also
Okay.
like agentic AI will likely become the autopilot like for cloud security, but human will remain the like air traffic controllers or
Okay, so
detect. Yeah, yeah.
one last question for you. Someone is asking, I use ChatGPT a lot, but I always write everything in my own words first, and then I ask it to rephrase it. Can it be detected that the whole message was written by ChatGPT?
Yes, there is a lots of tool who can detect that this is generated from chat gpt, so it definitely possible.
Yeah. I hope that answers your question. See more questions. I have more questions here. Try this. I just want to be sure I'm not missing any question. Okay, so someone is asking. Still, this question is for us. He says, "Do we have existing AI forensic tools? If yes, how can it be admissible in court proceedings?" Coming from Marcel, that's my student. So, Gov, you want to answer this for us? He's he's asking how we can use AI forensic tools in court proceedings.
Um, Currently I didn't work with any AI forensics tool, so I'm not able
Yeah,
to answer this question.
answer. Yeah. Okay. So, Andrea, can you help us with that?
Well, I'm not working with AI forensics as well because I remember when we start our discussion today, and Alex said that there are that teacher of him that said that to have zero risk, we have to shut everything and we don't access to nothing, right? But when we speak about the law, it's a little bit right this at this point. So we are not able to use it when we work. For example, if I work for a law firm, is completely not allowed it. Only if they have their own internal AI platform, so no ChatGPT or another ones. Because again, if you are speaking about legal process, the information normally is sensitive. Even if you try to erase sensitive information, it's difficult not to share information that is critical and confidential. So I'm not aware of them because I'm not allowed to work with them because they are dangerous at this point. Yes. So and at court, I would say at least for the jurisdiction that I know, which is Portugal, they are not allowed because of this that I spoke, that we don't are allowed. We cannot share the information with these platforms, except if it's internal and for business purpose.
Yeah, and to add more to it, Marcel, I started by saying that you see, for digital forensics, we don't actually depend lots on AI forensic tools because of the dangers associated with it. Marcel, you have to understand that per what we have said here, we said a lot about the dangers of using artificial intelligence, how it stores data, and all that. But then it depends on what kind of data you are looking for. I give an example that if, let's say, you are investigating a ransomware attack, that is fine. So what data you are looking for will direct you to whatever tool you are entitled to use. But mostly, we do not use more of AI forensic tools. The tools are there, but they are not artificial intelligence. Like they have special forensic tools that have been made to extract data and to collect the evidence that we need. And not by always using AI all the time because we know the dangers associated with it, Marcel. So it will all depend on the kind of data you are looking for or whatever evidence you want to extract. That will determine whether you are supposed to use this tool or whether you are supposed to use an AI tool or that. But I advise that as a forensic investigator, well, like I've said, oh, I advise that you are very careful with using AI because there are a lot of dangers surrounding it. Okay, all right. Gov, if you have something to say concerning that, oh, I was with you. Alex, what do you have to say?
Sorry,
Um,
Alex, what do you have to say? So, okay, you do you go to court?
to do what? What was the question again, please?
So he's asking whether do we have AI forensic tools, and if yes, how can it be admissible in court?
Um, I don't know exactly that much about the forensics, so but I think if it finds a needle in a haystack that you can confirm through another way, like I saw someone responding, then it can be valid. But if like the AI analyzes the disk and finds rebuilds an executable from nothing, then it probably won't be admissible, right? But if you can maybe find the thing with AI and then you reproduce it manually, then I would think it would be admissible. I don't know that much about forensics though.
Right. Okay, so we will have to bring the session to an end. I'll just take your final words. I'll start from Vishua. Well, your final words on the usage of artificial intelligence. Oh, it's like he's frozen. Okay, Andrea, while we wait for her, your final words on how we are supposed to use artificial intelligence.
Well, as final words, I would say that we need to get on speeds. Nowadays, AI is here to stay. So first, I think that we need to learn as more as we can about that, about the topic. For my experience, for example, what I'm trying to do now is to learn about AI and how to combine it with the governance, risk, and compliance, which are my fields of action. And so I think this is the recommendation at this point is to learn more and to combine AI capabilities with strong human expertise, because at the end, AI should support us, the security teams, the lawyers, the courts, but not to replace us. So I think this is the huge spot to take it, is that we need to be on board, but also we need to do the gap between what we don't know yet at this point and how to gather it with the cybersecurity and data and compliance.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for
Thank
the
you.
insight. Alex, your final words.
AI is amazing, but the attackers find it faster than the defenders. And yeah, we need to get everyone up to date and talk about it and how it can be used the right way, because it's just a tool.
Thank you so much, Alex. Uh, Gov, your final words.
Okay. The tool are changing in every 6 months. So like the professional who thrive are not who mastered one specific tool, so they are the ones who have the like intellectual flexibility to keep learning, build from fundamentals deep enough that you can evaluate anything new critically, you can adopt a new tool instantly. So keep learning, keep researching, are not dependent on a specific tool, not dependent of AI. Clear your fundamental, read fundamentals, and like stay curious. That
Okay. So we will draw the curtains down. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all our amazing speakers, and thank you to our audience that joined us for this amazing and insightful discussion. I want to use this opportunity to invite our students to join us on the 28th of March. We are commencing our scholarship program. So if you are here and you haven't joined the cohort, the deadline is 25th. You still have the opportunity to join us. Come join us and then let's meet on the 28th of March. Thank you all for coming, everybody. Bye bye. You can turn on your camera and then give us a bye bye. We'll see you next month. Bye bye.
Thank you.
thank you.
Have a good
Thank
weekend.
you. Thank you
Bye
so much.
bye.
Bye bye.
Have a good weekend. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.